All right, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, as Facebook is creating an audience for us and YouTube, welcome everybody who is tuning on. Really quick, I want you to do one thing before we have our awesome guests come on. And I want you to share this hashtag Shawnee Talks Lifestyle. Share a watch party with somebody. It's going to be a really awesome talk on today, and going to have some good golden nuggets. I'm sure that's going to come out, and some laughter and all kinds of great things. But before we get into this episode, I want to do a really quick intro on our special guest. So our special guest today is Minister Lloyd Caldwell, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about him. He possesses a remarkable theological and secular knowledge and institution. Lloyd Caldwell is an all-around pastor who understands how to deliver the Lord's message. And he's been a pastor for the last 13 years, where he spreads the gospel of the Lord and helps people find spiritual fulfillment. Now, before becoming a pastor, he attended Oral Roberts University. That's where I met him, at Oral Roberts, him and his beautiful wife. And there he got a bachelor's degree in communication, majoring in public relations and marketing. And this is what equipped him with exceptional communication skills that he uses to counsel and persuade people about the greatness of the Lord. For the longest time since I've known Lloyd, he's been one who has been counseling people, so that's no surprise. Shout out to his beautiful wife, Catherine, Cat, aka, and the puppy. I don't know the puppy's name, but shout out to you. But Lloyd has been married for 13 years, and he is driven by his compassion and understanding of marriage. And he pursued his master's degree because of that in marriage and family counseling at Liberty University to help people understand the importance of family and overcome the challenges in their marriages. That's definitely needed. So currently, he's a teacher, a behavior specialist, helping to counsel, there we go with that word again, behavioral issues in junior people psychologically. And his experience and qualifications have transformed him into a religious leader who understands life and knows how to communicate the Lord's message. And so he's been cultivated from an early age and has a deep interest in knowing and this for people to know and accept Christ in their life as he has. And he doesn't hesitate to teach others and help them towards salvation. And so some other things that he enjoys that everybody kind of knows Lloyd is he's very passionate about music, and he loves to sing. He always has done that. Actually has an awesome voice. Maybe he'll share some of that today on the show. And deep in his heart is his mission to bring hope, faith, and restoration to God's children. So without further ado, I welcome to you, Pastor Lloyd.
Hey. What's going on, people? What's going on, Sean?
Yay. Hey. Look, really quick, can you just mute the viewers?
How y'all doing, viewers? I'm Lloyd Caldwell, coming straight out of Houston, Texas. Down here was real hot and humid. Feel like you're in a hot tub with a blow dryer.
Oh, Lord.
But hey, I'm so glad to talk with you guys today and just share my heart. Amen.
Yes, I love it. I love it. So tell us a little bit about the story of how you became a pastor. I think people always want to know that. So the title of this talk today is A Pastor's Health Journey. We'll get into the health piece here, but let's start off how you became a pastor. I think that's interesting. So
listen, it is crazy because I was one of those who never wanted to be a pastor. You know, I wanted to be the R&B singer.
I get it.
Never wanted to be a pastor at all because my dad was a pastor. I seen behind the scenes, and I'm like, nah, I don't want no part of that because it was difficult to see behind the scenes. You see what your parents go through and stuff like that, and that was rough. And I never wanted to be a part of that. So going to a Christian school, all my friends walking around with briefcases, ties, suits. Mm-hmm. Here I am walking around looking like Jagged Edge, you know, Timberlands on and stuff like that. And I never wanted to be a part, but I love talking about God.
Okay.
But I never wanted to be in a church setting. But what happened as the years passed, I graduated. I came home. My dad pastored a church. My dad was sick, and he wanted me to step in. So I stepped in, and from that moment, my history changed. Even my wife, when we got together, didn't know I meant pastor. Because she always was like, so you speak at church quite a bit, so she didn't, it was just running through her mind. Do you pastor or what if something happened to your dad? That means that, so.
Oh, shoot. So she was trying to put the pieces together. Like,
She was putting them together and she didn't know she was part of the puzzle.
ooh.
So when she stepped in, we took over the church, and I mean, we were basically over it for a while. My dad passed away, and like I told you, that's when I stepped in full time.
Right.
He passed away. I mean, I had been full time, but the transitional part.
Yeah.
I did his memorial on Saturday, and stood in the pulpit where he stood on Sunday, and I began that journey, and it's great. I learned quite a bit, so it's been real, but I would have never thought. Listen, I was one of those who did not want to be a pastor, y'all. I was doing everything. I was trying to grow the beard at ORU, wear the earring. I was trying to do everything. I did not want to be no pastor, I wanted to be the singer, but let me tell you, I heard that God gives you your heart desires, and basically what he does, he takes away your desires and places his desires in you, and you begin to desire the things he wants for you.
That's true.
So I began to have that desire, and now my heart is all about pastoring, and I can't wait, so.
You always had the pastor heart, though. I can say that as a person who's looking on the outside, because you have a genuine care for people, and people who are not pastors will never understand what that is. That's why people who keep running to that title,
right,
don't have that. I'm like, that's not you, babe.
It'll show you. I mean, I tell anybody, if you're not a pastor and you're trying to pastor, it's like being on Dancing with the Stars. You out of sync, and everybody gonna know.
Yeah.
That you're not on beat and that you can't stay in the pocket. So
yeah,
it's one of those things. I mean, it's a trip. I would have never thought it, but I truly could say that my heart is God's heart, because I never wanted this for myself. So
yeah, that is God's heart, though, because he's always seeing bigger than we see.
Exactly. I can tell you one thing you better not never do with a pastor, though.
Okay, what?
Don't walk in a Walmart or a grocery store, because everybody gonna come talking to you, and it's gonna be a 2-hour trip. My wife was like, "Oh God, here you go." People come up to you, and then when you're a school teacher in the area, that makes it worse, because the students come up and they looking at you strange, and then they parents them like, "Okay, who is this my child trying to talk to over here?" So you getting, and the first thing's like, "Hey, I'm a teacher, and he a pastor too." So,
pray for me, pray with me. That's true, and I'm not a pastor, but I hang around. I'm a prophetess. That's what she called, and I was not running to that either.
and you prophesied me and my wife together.
Yes, I prophesied you and your wife.
You sure did.
I'll be showing that type of stuff. And that's cool. You prophesy whatever you want, but God will reveal to you.
There you go.
Reveal to you. That's what he wants to speak to you. But being a prophetess is good too.
Right.
And that's the thing too about being that God will show you things sometimes, if he graces you for that, for people who are in your direct relationships with too.
Right.
That. So that's good that God was able to do that. And I'm glad that God brought you two together. You two are beautiful together.
Thank you.
Love Kat, love you. And I'm excited about what God has done and is doing in the midst of y'all life.
Right.
But I understand like what you're saying, even though I'm in a different type of gift, we all work together in the fivefold ministry.
That's right.
And the different or unique experience that I have is that I was actually raised around not just pastors, but pastors, prophets, and apostles. So they imparted to me things. And so I've been able to see not just behind the scenes things, but I have a little bit of a rare view, because some prophets that you meet, they need to hang around the pastor.
Right.
That little piece that the pastor got that they got to impart with that piece.
Exactly. Right.
And also learn how to work with each other. So I thank God for those experiences, and I thank God for placing people like you and other people in my life who are pastors that I have great relationships with, because I think that's important. Can't just hang around just who you are, who's like you.
Right.
Hang with other people and build.
It's a trip. I mean, I wouldn't like it. It took me the longest to accept the title, and
I did it.
But and like how you grew up in the church, I did in my later life, but my other side of my family wasn't in church.
Okay.
I was hearing some people, even when I got ready to get married, oh, marriage is good. It's a blessing. It's God's, thing for you. And then one of my uncles had the nerve to say, getting married is like having cable with one channel. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to listen to you.
If it's HGV, and I like HGV anyway.
Exactly. But,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I had someone. Well, I wouldn't say anyone that didn't say that, but
right.
I had some women on other sides of the family that have gotten abused.
Right. Oh,
so
yeah.
they create these beliefs.
Right.
Every man is going to do this way or whatever. So they're like, I don't know. Once you marry them, they're going to change. I said, well, I hope they change for better. They're sarcastic, But anyways, so I definitely understand that. So tell us how, being a pastor and being on this health journey, how did that all start? When the guy began to speak to you, about that.
It was just one of those things that it was time for a change, and let me tell you, this Houston heat will make you bring that change too. You wear a suit down here in this heat. Oh my God.
Oh Lord.
It was just one of those things where I'm like, I'm ready for a change. I'm seeing people around me getting sick and stuff. And I didn't want that. So I was like, you know what? It's time to do something different. But I began to realize that it's not that I could go to the gym and that wasn't no problem. But my gymship membership was something like y'all church membership,
Oh,
I'm gonna play with you on it. I had the membership, but I didn't go.
Oh,
I had access, but I just did not go. I would make every excuse not to go. Like, okay, I'll go tomorrow. I'm not gonna do Monday because I want to watch a football game, but I'm gonna watch somebody else run and work out, and I'm sitting on the couch. I'm not burning calories watching them.
Oh.
So it was just getting to the point to where it was time for a change. And then as a minister and a pastor, you encouraging everybody else to do the right thing.
Right.
You got to do the right thing too. So it was a hard journey. I mean, it was like, okay, I'm gonna get out and go walk a mile. And it wasn't that I couldn't do it. It was a mindset, and then I would find myself, sometimes you will emotionally eat, and that was, what they say, God doesn't mind you having emotions, but he does mind when they start having you. So,
I like that.
My emotions, it was like I was going through things on the outside of the church, because many people look at pastors and they look at them as like this Superman.
Right.
But you got to realize there is some kryptonite that will wear you out. And mine was dealing with the weight issue. It's like, how can I get better?
Right.
I don't have the issue of seeing that I can hide. Basically, mine is for you. You're going to see me before you see anything else. Okay. You're going to know what my issue is. Some people don't have that.
Right.
My issue happened to be 3D. So
Lord.
I couldn't have it, but it was like, okay, it's time for a change. So I started by just going for a walk, and then next thing you know, y'all, right when my journey was beginning, COVID hit. So they gave me every reason. I love everything when they say stay inside, don't go out. Well, gym closed. Now, y'all know the gym had to close. The devil was after me because he closed the gym all over the world just for me.
Oh, Lord.
And then you had those ravens bringing me the food underneath the tree, DoorDash. But I mean, it was one of those things. But I found out that it was more mental than physical. I had to get my mind right. And you know what? As a pastor, you think, well, you know the right thing to do,
right.
And I'll go and say, okay, my weakness was sweets. I'm going to stay away from sweets. I'm going to leave sweets alone.
Mm-hmm.
You have folks who call you, some of your members, hey, we baked you cookies.
Oh, no, they didn't.
And I said, well, look at God. Well, is this really a blessing? It's not really a blessing. And then, like, I'll do good. For a whole week, I'll do good. I mean, I'll be on it. Then all of a sudden, it's like I smell this smell. I was in the gym one time lifting weights and started smelling chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, my God.
I smelling chocolate chip cookies in the gym. And I was like, my goodness. But I knew it was an attack.
Right.
And I knew for this journey. And let me tell you, it's not easy, y'all. It's tough. But it's something that I have to do for me. Because sometimes it's not the things that you hear that are the worst. It's what you tell yourself because you listen to you, so I have to begin to tell myself I got to get on it. So I got some things in the garage that I've been doing and stuff, and it's tough, and I got to get back on it. And I'll be honest with you, a couple of days I done fell off because of the situation, taking care of a family member and stuff. But I realized that, you could be the vessel that pack everybody everywhere, but if you break down, they all walking too.
Right.
So I have to take care of me. So it's a journey, man. And what's crazy, y'all, I'm surrounded by athletes. And I'm surrounded. I can actually train people. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing, because I was an athlete once too, and it's like I could train people.
I believe that.
How am I training people if I ain't training myself? I mean, anybody go to a ball barber? You know what I'm saying? Who want to go to a big trainer? You know what I'm saying?
Look, one of the personal trainers I had, I can't remember her exact story, but and shout you out if you're out there watching, Angel Hunter. She does a really amazing training that I was doing with her and her husband.
Right.
And her story was that she was, gaining all this weight. I think she said she was almost like 220 pounds, but she's not tall. She's like 5'2". She like short. So
right.
So it was, you know what I mean? It looked probably like how somebody who was 300 something pounds, like bigger. Right. So she said she was doing like teaching aerobics classes, training, all kinds of stuff. And just whatever. And then she said one day her daughter was going on the prom or something like that. And they had took a picture together. And that's when it hit her like, oh my God, I need to get this together.
Them pictures would tell the truth.
Yeah. And so then that's when she began to get her whole life. And I don't remember all that, how long it took, but she went all the way down to like a size 4, which is good for her height because she's really shorter.
Right.
And she never put that weight back on. And she calls them the self-esteem builders.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that she says is when you're going through those things, it's self-esteem. It's the way you're seeing yourself, that type of thing, what you're telling yourself. And all those things like that. So, so you can, like you said, I believe you that you could totally be training people and doing all these things, and just not for you.
It's a trip. I mean, I have the heart to help people. That's just who I am, as a person that pours out my pores. But when it came to me, it was trouble because I realized, man, I'm my most difficult client, because a lot of times people are like, nah, you can chill, you can do it tomorrow,
Right.
And when I got on that scale one time, I went and got some oil. I said, I'm gonna lay hands on this scale because it got this lion spirit. This scale is lying on me. And I was like, a lot of folks get depressed because they going through stuff in life. No, that scale will bring depression. And it's bad because here I am counseling. I couldn't counsel myself out of this because the scale was telling the truth on me. But I didn't want to accept it. But I mean, it was the point that I knew that I'm the one that I can crack jokes on myself. I done heard all the fat jokes, It was just me and my family. That's how we were. Me and my cousins, we cracked jokes. And it was so cool. I mean, so none of that bothered me. And then God blessed me with a group of friends who they don't even see your weight. You know what I'm saying? They don't. And they was like,
your friends see your weight, but it's like when your mama, it's like this. It's your friends see your weight, but it's like your mama, it's like when your friend your mama go, am I big? Am I big, daughter? And you go, no, mom, you ain't big. Because it's your mom. Like I don't see that. Like it's just your mom. So they see it, but it's not like it ain't bothering. You know what I mean? It's like that. That's
my mama don't do that.
No.
My mama so straightforward, son. I told her, I said, I've been on the diet for 14 days. She said, oh, yeah, look like you lost 14 days.
Your mom is a hoop. Oh.
But, I mean, it was just one of those that I had people tell the truth around me. Then I have my friends who pastors and doctors. And, every now and then we'll talk about our journeys and stuff like that. And then they always want to go. The thing is, we always build our fellowship time around food. And that's tough. We didn't never build it around the gym. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus always had food around too. It's probably the kind of food he had though.
He did. Yeah. He had grilled fish, and gluten-free bread, but here we are, we got fried catfish and stuff. We're doing fish fries, we're doing barbecues, and
Not all the time.
a lot of my friends was like, Lord, do vegan. And I'm like, dang, that is a good idea. But here's the thing, my favorite food is barbecue. So it was like
barbecue potato, barbecue broccoli.
Somebody gave me a barbecue carrot and said it was a hot dog. They soaked it in some type of seasoning. But here's the thing I have. I said, if you vegan, why y'all always trying to find ways to make something taste like meat? If I'm gonna get away from meat, I need to get away from meat.
I kind of agree on that, though. I feel like if you're gonna let it go, just let it go.
Yeah. I was sitting there and I was like, okay, but what I had to do, I went on. I tried that South Beach at one time, and I found out South Beach and keto are like pretty much like similar.
Okay.
And then I was going to try the keto, and then I'm like, man, I'm not going to eat all this fat stuff. I'm trying to lose.
Right.
Eat all this butter and all of this. I'm like, nah. I said, no way. So what I've been trying to do was like I'll do meat and I'll do veggies. I'm not doing no pork. I'm not doing no fried stuff. I'll do baked, grilled, and I'll do veggies, and right. I stayed away from sweets. Like kids will bring you donut holes. So I found like
teacher, they always bring you stuff.
Yeah. The best thing to do with donut holes is let them get stale and put them on your salad. I'm messing with your croutons. I'm messing with
you. Doing that.
No, I didn't do that. I'm joking. But it was just a whole part that it wasn't the people around me. It was me. I'm the one with the issue. And, I always say in the word issue, your issue is you, and I was my issue because every time something going on, I'm grabbing, the brown bags and stuff. And one thing, you got to stay away from this fast food. And being a minister and a teacher and having that type of schedule, that was convenient for me. It's not convenient to go to the grocery store and buy these healthy foods and come and cook it and have my wife cooking it. She would cook, and my wife is an excellent cook. And she's like, okay, are you going to take the leftovers? I'm like, I'm going to grab some real quick, But the grabbing the quick was actually putting on the quick pounds, Because,
do you feel like in your area there's not a lot of healthy selections? Like I know in our area, I can't speak for yours, but in our particular area, we have some places that we can go that are considered fast food, but they're really healthy options. Do you guys not have that where you are?
We have a few of them. Like the Whole Food store is right down the road from me,
That's not far though. I mean, like we actually have like a place, like it's like a fat, like one is called Be Good. You go in there. I sound like I'm doing a commercial, but anyway, when you go in there, they have on there like this is who grew the food. They actually have pictures of the farmers who grew the food. They have, if people, if they still eat meat or whatever, they have grass-fed options. If you're just totally vegan, they have all of that. And they recreated kind of what would be burgers and fries and things like that, but it's a healthier option, right? Because it's for vegans, and it's like, okay, maybe you're not vegan, but you just want grass-fed chicken, whatever. We know that it's grown correctly, and it's literally fast.
Wow.
And they do their own lemonade and whatever. I wouldn't say you eat like that every day, but I would say it's an option.
Right.
Called Honey Grow. I don't know if you have that there. So Honey Grow is basically you can make. Oh, someone's throwing hearts up high. I guess you can basically make any kind of pastas or rice noodles, Thai noodles, whatever that you want to make with vegetables. You can make your own.
Okay.
Combination or what they have, but it's all organic ingredients.
That's beautiful. And see, like, first of all, give my girl Shoney a shout out, y'all. She just put y'all out there, right? With the restaurant. Well, down here we got Be Bad and Honey Please. Because
Be Bad and Honey Please.
Because I mean, we have like this one place called Saladas. It's a salad place where you can go and get a lot of different things, but they want to charge you like $15, $20 for a salad. And which is crazy, right?
Yeah, I would say the highest we pay maybe, and we're our highest state, like as far as prices go. Right. You could get you may spend $9 and get something. I don't think the days are over for $5 and $4. Like nobody gets that not for nothing like healthy.
It's gonna come back. I mean, it's really got to come back. I just started like I'll grab salads or I grab like Subways. They got a lot of different those places down here, and I try to do wraps. My wife been making me vegan wraps during the day. I love Mediterranean. That's one of my.
Me too. I feel like I'm greased too. I feel you on that. Yeah, Mediterranean is right.
I walked in a while back and my friend said, "Buddy, where you been?" And I'm sitting there. Here I am. I'm a pastor. I'm sitting there. There's this place is a lot of Muslims come there and they come and eat and stuff.
Okay.
And we sit there and I talk. I enjoy them. I love on them.
Yeah.
They're just sweet people, and I just love on them and stuff. And we crack jokes and stuff because they was trying to make me eat lamb, which I started liking lamb.
Okay.
But it took a friend to put. She got some season from India, and she put it on there. I did not know that was lamb, and I love it now. So
was it curry she put on there?
It was
curry.
It had 1,000 different flavors, but it was the bomb. They smoked it on like a barbecue pit. Like I say, I'm a pit. I'm a pit master myself. I just need to master the pit and what I put on it.
Putting on that pit.
There you go. So I'm just my thing is, if I tell you, got to get people to surround you with positive affirmations and just to tell you, hey, watch what you're eating. Like I tell the kids at the school, do not let Mr. Caldwell eat no sweets.
Okay.
And they're gonna keep you healthy. They gonna come right. You're not supposed to have that. You're not supposed to have that. And then sometimes be like, mind your business if I write you up. But I have other teachers. These other teachers, they be going to tell my wife. I see Mr. Caldwell had a icy.
Oh.
Or she'll walk in my office because she don't think I work. She think I'm just. Yeah, she worked at the same school as me.
Oh.
And my office, because I don't have students in my class, I just have an office I go in, and she come around and she like, "You're not working," because usually the coach is stopping and we in there talking sports and they already know the game. When she come in, y'all start talking about students. And,
so funny, but that's cool that y'all work together. That's nice.
Oh yeah, her classroom is a little far down the hall from me, but it's excellent. We could have last year we got to have lunch together. This year we had different lunches, so I lost my accountability partner.
Oh.
And so, but I have a lot of friends up there who, they're on their lifestyle changes and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's been a challenge, but it's all about who you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
I have this one friend, and I'm not going to say Mike's name, but but he want to go out to eat and go to buffets, and I said, dude, I can't do that right now. And he's like, oh yeah, you're right. And then he said, but you can at least slide over here. They got salad. Man, I ain't gonna put myself in this situation. So, but I have other friends, like with my wife making the vegan wraps. I like Mediterranean vegan wraps. And she made me avocado toast. Listen, y'all, when I first heard of that, I ain't gonna lie, I laughed. I'm like, I am not gonna put no avocado on no toast. Now I put it on a corn chip. What I'm saying?
Lord, you said a corn chip.
But I'm not gonna put it on no toast, but she made it to where it was the bomb, and I was like, okay, I can do this. I said, I can do this. Nice. And then she made me wraps, spinach wraps, with different things, a lot of different stuff from avocado to spinach to tomatoes to. I love the red. I think what are they? Olives, like with the seeds.
Oh, the Kalamata olives. Those things. Yes.
They are the bomb, but you better make sure they ain't got no seeds in it.
Yeah, they make everything taste good. You're right. Yeah, that right there is bomb.
So she dropped those in there. She put the purple onions.
Balsamic dressing with that. Woo!
Oh, yes. Let me tell you, that right there, that did the job. And I didn't feel no different, but I felt better. It feels good when you eat clean. You can tell when you eat clean. When you eat bad, it's like you feel it in your body. Your energy is gone, Right. But when you eat good, especially when you're at a school and you got to walk around and you got to realize I got 1,300 kids. I'm checking on it. I got to keep that energy. I can't go eat nothing and be in there falling asleep,
Yeah, you be tired. They be like, bye.
Exactly. And us people, our black people. Listen, my black people. Listen. I understand we're doing our Black Lives Matter, but you need to know eating right matters also. Because a lot of us black folks have high blood pressure. We have diabetes. We're dealing with all of that because we're eating grandma's soul food. And listen, that comfort food, I'm telling you, it's wonderful. It'll do you good, right? But it's not really doing you good because there was coming a point that I would go put on my shirts and I said, baby, man, the cleaner's shrinking my shirt.
Wow.
wasn't no cleaner shrinking my shirt. It was me growing. And my shirts was shrinking. I was blaming it on clean. I talked to the man. I said, why y'all putting so much heat on my shirts, man? I bought all these polo shirts. They was fly. About 3 or 4 weeks later, I was like, wait a minute. These are turning into football tank tops.
Oh, no.
I'm like, y'all are putting some heat on my shirts. You know, it got silk. Y'all shrinking them or something.
Wow.
And it wasn't that was shrinking. It was just, I was going the opposite of shrinking.
Oh, no.
And so I started walking and doing stuff. And even your clothes fit better on you. Feel good about yourself, you know?
Right. So tell us a little bit about your progress. I remember last we spoke, and I know you stopped going to the gym for now because of COVID. I understand that. I know there's things you probably could do at home too. Because I actually work out at home mostly. I'm not really a gym. I don't go to the gym because where I live at. So I invested in, I actually have a boxing.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Hey, I like boxing.
We box. Like we have that. I also have weights.
Oh, okay.
Complex thing. So you can choose to do what you choose to do. I mean, if going to the gym is do what you feel, you know,
but you want to do something,
you want to bring a gym to the home, like whatever you want to do. But
I've been doing like, it was funny because one time my wife said, well, yeah, I said a gym, and I spelled out GM GY in front of the McDonald's sign and put it up. I started doing it at home, like just working out in the garage, and I found out a gym is a waste of money for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because mine was not too far from the house.
Okay.
But if I'm gonna start at this house, I need to start in my house, because I'm not gonna work out outside of the house if I don't work out at home. I mean, that was just the truth of it, you know. I was giving them free money and never going. I mean, I have full-time fitness. I mean, I have a great gym and nobody's in there, but I would do stuff in the garage, but I would never go up there. So it took for me to get started at home. And let me tell you, it's hard. You know, it is hard because especially when you're at home, when you sit in your chair, I got this lazy boy chair, and it makes me a lazy boy.
Right.
It just hugs on me and comforts me like that. It's an anointment on it.
It's not like a massage anointment. Yeah. It's not like a massage chair.
Yes. I go to get up to go work out, and it say, "Be still and know that He is God."
Know that I am. But I am with you.
Exactly. But I got to be hard on myself, and I appreciate people like you. You always encourage me. My homegirl Tamara.
Shout out.
Boys. It's a guy down here. He pushes me. I'm around all these coaches, and they work out and stuff like that. And then sometimes if you can't work out, I mean, I got my little Apple Watch and stuff like that, where I just have to, you know, let me see my steps, you know, and the coaches be like, let's compete and see who do the most steps. Right. Now this pastor don't cheat. I don't sit at my desk and tap my feet, you know, but.
Look, or you can, or you and Kat could dance together.
Right. We could walking and like lately we've been saying we were going to get out and walk, but as you know, they done put Houston on lockdown again with the.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, okay. Houston is on lockdown again, guys, because the COVID has tripled because our governor opened the state, and it just wasn't a good idea to open a state when you don't have any vaccines or any cures. And,
right. The crazy thing is Dallas is open still, and they're acting as if
they're ignoring it, guys.
It's all crazy. Yeah. So y'all stay safe out there. Make sure that y'all still wear your mask and social distance as best as you can. I know it's actually easier to social distance outside than in a house. So I don't prefer people go to people's houses, but I tell them if they're going outside, make sure you wear the correct things and keep the correct distances.
And it help you. Even on the HOV lane, Sean, if a police pull you over, you can tell them that you social distancing. Your other passengers in the car behind you.
No. That's a whole different conversation. That's a whole other conversation anyway, because you already know how we feel when we hear those it's a whole different experience. It's not the same thing as everybody else.
That's true.
But the other question I wanted to ask you is, with all these changes, well, first encourage you that it's a journey, but your journey is not perfect. No one's journey is perfection. I don't care if we think somebody's the best at cooking or vegan or whatever they want to call themselves. No one is perfect.
Exactly.
No one's perfect, but everybody is hopefully making progress.
Yeah.
And not going backwards. So kudos to you on making progress, taking the steps, and keeping that journey going. We definitely want to follow you on your journey, see how everything's going. So I don't know if you're posting, if you will post videos on here, but I know you do a couple of cool videos on your YouTube. So you guys make sure you go to subscribe to Lloyd's YouTube page called Converse with Lloyd. And he has some really cool things on there. You want to tell them a little bit about it?
Yes, guys, we actually going to be getting this started. I had started, but like I said, I've been dealing with a family member who's going through medical issues, and we started, then we paused, but we're getting ready to jump back up. I do pop on Facebook Live in my gym and off in the garage at night. And sometimes I'm just out there listening to music. I'm just having like a little talk, like converse, like even before the show, you know, me and Sean, we go back a long time from college. So we have
Facebook Live. What is it? Is it your Facebook page? Are you
my Facebook? Yeah. And I think it says Lloyd, if I'm not sure. If not, I'll send it to you if that's cool. But I just have a little talk sitting in the garage at night. I go out there. Sometimes I work out at like 1 a.m. Because I'm a night owl. And I'll go out there and just do some stuff. You know, you might come in the middle of my workout. And it's just something that I enjoy talking with people and encouraging people. It's just who I am. And I can't change who I am, you know. But I found out that you could be the one that encourages everybody, but you can be so bad at encouraging yourself. So I surround people like you, my wife, and other friends who push me to be great. And I'm telling you, as soon as I get all this weight off, girl, I'm going to call Jet Magazine and say, crank it up one more time.
I'll be streaking in the street, Lloyd. We ain't going to pull you out. Look. We don't want Pastor streaking through the street. We don't want that. Look, no. For nobody.
There you go. True that.
I'll be doing that. No, but and that's just the added benefit, because when you are what you want to see, whatever that is that you want to see, not what other people want, whatever you feels good for you. When you look at me like, this is good right here for me,
right?
That's all that counts right there as far as that's concerned. But inside your body, one of the things I learned that really just changed my whole mind with how I saw health.
Right.
And I knew this because I learned it in my major, but it didn't click to me.
Right.
I think until I start really getting on the journey even more.
Right.
With food, this quote, it goes, food is not just calories, it's information.
That's true. Well, I know right now I got a lot of information.
So it's whatever information that we're feeding our bodies. And I know we're not, like I said, we're not perfect. So sometimes some of us, we have, sometimes some things that we maybe a little too much sugar you shouldn't have had or whatever the case. But back to the Romans 12, that your body's a temple of the Lord and you only get one body. Everybody can do whatever they want to. They can go get these enhancements or whatever that they want to do, but you only gonna have that one body. Period.
I can tell anybody, all y'all skinny folks out there who in shape and talking about you trying to lose more weight, if God will allow me to give you this, you will wake up stressed out and burdened in the morning. But it's one of those things. I had a trainer, sir. They were laughing at me because he was like, okay, when I come out there, he was a boxer. And he said, okay, Lord, we're going to do this today. We're going to do this. We're going to do sprints. I said, nope, I don't have to do sprints because I got Verizon.
Oh,
and he used to crack up. But I mean, I use my personality. I laugh at myself. I crack jokes. But I know when it comes to this lifestyle, it's real.
It's real. It's real.
And like I told you, I'm walking with my brother now on his health journey to get healthy.
Shout his name out.
Brian Caldwell, Amron. I walk with him on a journey, and I go into these hospitals. I go into these doctor offices. I watch how strong he is, and he's like, Lord, you need to get right, man. He said, you don't want to have to deal with this. And I'm getting a up and close and personal view of seeing my brother go through these things. And it's tough. I'm walking in hospitals and I'm seeing people like can't walk and And it's like, I don't want to be there. And why I got all this, I gotta work. And it's not easy, guys. I'll just be honest with you.
Yeah.
It has to be God that bring me through this, because I know me. I will fall off in a minute. That's why God called us living sacrifices, y'all. If you put a dead sacrifice on the altar, it'll stay. But a living sacrifice gonna fall off and on, off and on. And that's me. I've been off and on, off and on. But it's time for me to stay on, and I have to get up and I gotta pray.
There. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. So it's just been, it's a journey, and I don't care if you're a pastor or whatever you are. If you got to make up in your mind that you're gonna really do this, and
it's a disservice too to the people that you shepherd when they connect with you and make these relationships.
That's it.
They get to miss out on the years
right
with you, all because of the fork in the knife.
Right.
Like, not because you got shot in the street. I don't want you to get shot in the street either, but you didn't not because of a traumatic maybe crash or things like that, but because I'm gonna keep shoveling. Yeah, so it robs memories.
Right. And it does. I mean, and I thank God for, my wife and my brother. She always pushes me. She always encourages me. And, she said, let's get right. Let's get you right. Let's get you to where you're feeling good about yourself.
Yeah.
And here we are. We got a house with stairs.
That's right, because she knew. Look, because she loved you, and she wants not only to be around by herself, but she wants to be around with you and make memories with you.
Exactly.
And your brother.
Yes.
And the rest of your family. You're
right. And they deserve that. And that's why, like I said, hopefully get back on. Tomorrow's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Appreciate it. I'm hoping to get back on next year and be like, man, look at the change, Look what God is doing. And look, no more of this, no more of that, So.
Right. Well, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you what. I think it was Tia Mari that said it. I don't know if you follow her. I love her, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, she's the bomb.
Yeah, I love you. All right. So Tia Mari was saying how people were fat shaming her, like through all her journey and stuff. She said she had to do her journey. She had to do her time. Like, it wasn't about let me rush and get this off, but it was like, let me just make strides as it's coming off and enjoy this journey. Because I think we always like, when I get to this point, and we totally miss all the joy that was supposed to take place in the journey, all the beautifulness that happens in the struggle, you know what I mean, of the journey.
I have to say it. I tell God, listen, I don't know if this is the right context, but I say, Lord, every little step I take, you will be there. Every little step I make, we'll be together. So it's one of those things, and this is one of the toughest journeys for me. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. I bought a bike, and go bike riding, like out in the parks and stuff. And I really enjoy that, and I just have to step out. And sometimes, I'll be honest, you got to get over what other folks think.
That's true.
I don't mind you having opinions, but that don't mean that I have to listen to them. You feel me?
Yeah.
And you got to get over that, and you got to realize that you're doing this for you. It doesn't matter if Mama said, you're doing this for you. And it's just one of those things that you want to enjoy. Like when I go on vacation and cruises and stuff, I really enjoy it. But let me tell you, your boy's not finna get on no what's them things? You know what you're not.
You talking about them things with this ski in the back with the water thing?
Where you glide over the woods?
Yeah. Oh, the zip line thing. Oh, shucks.
Baby, they would be like, he done parted the trees.
Stop.
We is not finna get all this up in the air, zooming through no zip line. But I mean, I see things that other people do, and I'm like, okay, shoot, I can't do that right now. That's not.
You want to do that? Is that something you want to do?
I would do it. Like when we were on one cruise, I forgot where we were, and somewhere in Mexico, Cozumel, and they had this, like where you go into the jungle and you walk up this tall thing, and I'm like, we might have to rethink this one because I'm thinking Jesus must sit at the top of that, So, but some people will get on it and do it, but. I mean, there are certain things that I have to think about that you or other folks may not think about. Like, I'm gonna be funny. Just get ready. I went into the grocery store. It came out one time, and I put some bad stuff in my bag.
Okay.
I got out. Somebody parked so close to my door. I'm like, wow. Okay, God, you telling me to go take these chips back then because I can't get in my car. So I just
oh no. That happens to me too. I don't like when people do that either, but I get you.
They parked so close to my car. I'm like, okay, Jesus, this is a sign for me to take these chips and them Chips Ahoy cookies back to that stove and do it right. And I mean, you have that, and then you go to, and a lot of people don't think what bigger folks have to deal with. You go to the movies. You ain't finding a movie where them seat things don't come up on the side. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, dang,
Now, you sit off in there, your feet will be purple.
You probably don't, you might not remember this, or you might not remember this. So when I had, after I had my tray.
Okay.
First of all, let's go back. So I had a child, lost a child, had a child, lost a child, had a child.
Wow.
Okay. So after the first loss, then I had my son Trey. After I had my son Trey, that was a very hard pregnancy. I feel like I was really just not in control of everything. I was eating all kinds of crazy everything.
Right.
Whatever I learned went out the door. So I was like, dang, I hope he come out healthy. Because that's what I was really thinking. Like, because I don't feel like I really,
Right.
So after that, I went up to 201 pounds. You never probably remember ever see. I'd probably seen you the picture.
Okay.
So that was the heaviest I had ever been. I was like, oh man, like, and this is gonna get a little graphic. So I remember at that point I couldn't see down there.
Right.
Couldn't see down there.
Right.
And I was like, Lord, I want to be able to see it again.
Right.
And so that's my only recollection of as far as like what I was dealing with and the seatbelt issue.
Yeah.
I had a seatbelt issue. I was like, Lord, I just want to.
Listen, in some cars, I don't need a seatbelt. It's like, I'm not going nowhere.
You know what I mean? I'm telling you, that's what I remember. And I would tell people this because they don't. I think during that time, after I had him, I was about three months postpartum, and I was mostly inside anyways.
Right.
So by the time everyone had saw me, I had made like this another even more in my lifestyle change.
Right.
So they didn't see it. So thank God I took a picture because people were like, yeah, right. I don't believe that. And I'm like, look, and matter of fact, I'll send you the picture so you can see what I'm talking about. But when I went through that, I remember, and it wasn't just pregnancy weight, that would fall off. Because that's what they tell you when you get, after you have a baby, some weight, it didn't fall off. The scale stayed the same. I said, no, I knew I was eating in that pregnancy. This is weight. This is real weight.
Don't they tell you some stuff when you got weight on you? It's they're gonna tell me, jump in the pool. You're a big boy. You'll float. Child, have you ever seen an ankle float?
Yeah, I know.
And I mean, it's so many different things. But my wife laughed because I say, listen, I'm good for shade in the summer and warmth in the winter. But I said it's going to get better, and I thank God I have her to walk with me on this. I mean, I got a God's gift, to walk with me on this journey and just be there for me. She jokes with me and stuff, but yet she's strict on me, and I sneak stuff. I'll be honest. I mean, I sneak stuff. You know,
y'all pastors, y'all 5-4 people.
Yeah, there you go. Sometimes I pull out cash and go buy snacks while she can't. But I mean.
Look, I don't see no comment. Where you at? You ain't tell her.
But I mean, it's a journey. But you know what? It's all about loving yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
And you gotta love yourself back to health. You gotta say that. I'm gonna be healthy. I want to be around. You mean a lot to people.
Yeah.
And I have to encourage myself just like I encourage others. And who would have thought that tomorrow I'm gonna be turning 43, y'all?
Yeah.
43. I don't look 43. I don't think I look 43. No, I'm starting to get. I cut the beard thing, but I'm starting to get salt and pepper in there. But I'm not dying it like some other. I'm gonna leave these you men alone, all right? But I mean, I'm embracing everything about age, everything from every gray hair. I'm embracing everything about myself. Even when I go walking and stuff, I'm embracing. I was walking a while back and I ran into a guy. He said he was over 400 pounds. And he was like, man, I have to get out the house. I have to get started. He was like, because I can't just sit here and say this and say that and not move. And
Right.
it's almost like, son, we heard it all our lives. You need to open up this gym. Faith without works is dead. Basically,
Yeah.
if you could talk about it, you could dream about it, but if you don't wake up to go and do it, ain't nothing changing.
Right.
You know, and that's one thing. I had to go do it, and I'm still gonna go do it today. I'm gonna go walk just for the fun of it today, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm looking forward to what God is doing. I'm excited, and I'm gonna get on here one day, and y'all not gonna recognize me.
I agree with that. And we are excited about your journey.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to all the progress that you're going to make. And each step of progress is definitely worth to be celebrated.
Yeah, you're right.
Each part. So I'm going to give you this, though.
Yeah.
Or if you do like snacks and you want to try to change the brands.
Right.
I think because it's the brands that we eat sometimes too.
Right.
On it. If you go to Google, this really helps my family. If you go to Google and you type this in, non-GMO verified foods,
right,
they have sections that you can look in, drinks, snacks, whatever. And what it is it tells you the foods that have no genetically modified engineered organisms.
That's big.
And it's usually stamped on things, but I think what is great is you could actually see in your area where you shop, like
what I can actually do.
Yeah, because I think one of the keys to really being successful in a lifestyle is planning.
Right.
You always like to plan, but maybe go back old school, like plan your grocery list and go to certain aisles, like, you know.
Right. You're right.
Hopefully the produce aisle is the main aisle that you go, but if you go some other aisles that you know where your non-GMO verified snacks are.
You're right. If you don't plan, you're gonna end up grabbing fast food. I mean, plain simple, you know, because it's convenient.
Yeah.
So
all right. Well, could you leave us with one little tip? Any one little thing before we end? And
I would just say, love you in spite of everything. We pour so much out into other people, but pour out into yourself also. Do something to make your life longer. You know, take your family, go on walks, laugh, live, love, laugh at yourself. And just enjoy life. That's what it's about. But enjoy it in a healthy way, you know. And I just want to encourage you. I know a lot of us, we're all going through things right now, but I want to say, don't let your heart be troubled. God is working everything out, you know. God didn't wake up this morning and say, oops. You know, God understands everything that we're dealing with and everything that we're facing, everything that's on our mind. And all he wants us to do is just trade it in for his peace and not. Because if you keep your mind on all of that, you're going to fall into pieces. But if you put your mind on him, you're going to walk in peace. So I just want to tell you this morning, listen, sending my love all the way from Houston. I haven't been in Jersey, but I was in Jersey today, right?
Right, and yeah. Y'all have to come to country grandma. When this is all over.
Yes, I'm a country grandma boy. I know y'all hear that accent, but I just want to say, listen, God got something great for you. And your best days are ahead, no matter what, you know. Pick yourself up, smile, cry, wipe your eyes, but just know your best days are ahead.
Amen. I love it. All right, guys, make sure that you go subscribe to Converse with Lloyd on YouTube. Also, make sure that you check out the past episodes of Shoney Talks Lifestyle. We'll see you again on the following week. And thank you so much for being our awesome guest today. Minister.
Definitely. I really enjoyed this. Much love to you. Just praying your show take off because you educate people on their lifestyles. And I'm so honored to be on here. Thank you for asking me to come on here the day before my birthday.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to make sure I eat vegetables and not cakes.
Eat some vegetables after the cake.
Yeah, I replace cake with fruit. That's what I'm going to do tomorrow.
Okay, that's good.
I'm going to replace it. And I'm not going to put the icing on the fruit. I promise.
Okay. Maybe I'll send you something you can put on the fruit. It's actually pretty good.
There you go. Okay.
Try that. All right. Well, everybody, bye, and we'll talk.
Much love, you guys. Appreciate you for listening. Shoney Talks.